Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Chase. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Troy LeCastro, alongside my co-host David Yarger.
Troy, what a great Friday to be at Dave and Adams, and what a great Friday for third episode of The Chase.
We're nearing the end of the first week. We haven't had the red light shut off on us yet. I'm pretty impressed.
We're still here.
Happy Jersey Friday, by the way.
Yes.
Who we rocking today over there?
So I currently have the Wyoming Josh Allen jersey, Mountain West logo. You know, the best conference in football, the Mountain West.
What about Maction?
Well, Maction's a close second. I'm sorry. But yeah, no, I got the Allen Wyoming college jersey. What do we got over here?
I'm glad you asked. Well, we have ourselves a nice little vintage over here, some Champion. I don't know why. I had to go with Warwick Dunn. I had to go with the Tampa Bay Warwick Dunn. Steve, our breaker earlier, he thought maybe it was Cadillac Williams.
I heard that, yeah.
So, I was going to mention too, I noticed he wears a t-shirt underneath his jersey. Me, not so much. I'm reckless. So I'm sorry if you get a close-up of a little of the taco meat chest hair poking out. I'm going to apologize right now for that. But happy to be here. Thank you to David too for his wonderful craftsmanship on our Chase Cups. Check that out.
Yes, the Chase, I was, terrible in art class, but decent at bubble letters. So it was one of my favorite things in art class when we got to do bubble letters.
Listen, my extent of artistry is probably stick figures. So, my friend, you are Picasso to me.
You know what? I appreciate that.
All right.
Call it
Well,
Mona Lisa.
good show for you coming up. Let's get into it. We've got some news at the top of the show for you around the hobby. We're starting with some news that broke yesterday. According to Bloomberg, Fanatics Collectibles has found a new CEO for its growing card and collectibles business. Mike Mahan, the former CEO of Dick Clark Productions, will now oversee brands like Topps and Zero Cool. Sports business reporter Darren Ravel also took to Twitter and made mention that Josh Luber is said to remain the chief vision officer for the collectibles brand, as well as Zero Cool. Now, we did mention earlier this week, obviously on last episode, that Series 2 hockey came out.
Yep.
Well, a nice piece got put together by our friend Pete Costello. He is the late night breaker here in the DACW Live Lounge. Series 2 is live right now on dacardworld.com. You can find it there. Make sure to pick it up. We previewed this earlier this week. Now, Pete has put together a little piece on the history of the Young Guns. We're going to take a look at that right now.
Hello everyone, my name is Pete Costello and I'm a breaker here at Dave & Adams. Today we are bringing you a brief history on Young Guns. Upper Deck's Young Guns have become the NHL's quintessential rookie card. Each year, the ever-anticipated list of Young Guns comes out and the race is on for collectors to start stacking up who they feel is going to be one of the stars of the future. The Young Guns made their debut in the 1990-91 Upper Deck High Numbers Series hockey, just a mere 3 years after the 1988 blockbuster flick set in the Old West of the same name. And just like Dave & Adams, we are also celebrating our 31st birthday. The 1991 550 card set was Upper Deck's first foray into hockey. Among the 186 rookies in the set, 10 were designated into a subset called Young Guns. And ever since, it has been the rookie card to have. That inaugural Young Gun class was headlined by Russian stars Pavel Bure and Sergei Fedorov, and was rounded out with Kip Miller, Johan Garpenlov, Stefan Moran, Wes Walls, Robert Cron, Ken Hodge, Gary Volk, Tim Sweeney, Mark Peterson, Robert Reichel, Bobby Holik, Stefan Matteau, and Peter Bondra. This class was loaded with good rookies, and among the phenomenal freshmen that did not end up in the Young Gun subset were Jaromir Jagr, Mike Modano, Alexander McGillney, Ed Belfort, Jeremy Roenick, Curtis Joseph, Owen Nolan, and Matt Sundin. The second edition of Young Guns roster swelled to 15 and was headlined by Nicholas Lidstrom. Left out several great rookies, including Hall of Famers Dominic Hasek and Peter Forsberg. Eric Lindros also is missing, as he signed an exclusive deal with Score before he was drafted, making him unavailable for UD's list until he appeared in an NHL game. They did manage to sneak him into the first two sets wearing his Team Canada apparel. A couple other subsets highlighted rookies in that second UD set, such as 6 rookies in Soviet Stars, 10 in Canada's Cup, including a first sighting of Eric Lindros that is not counted as a rookie, as well as the checklist with Brett Hall. 12 rookies in draft choices, including a Peter Forsberg sighting, and a World Junior Tournament subset with 50 cards. The World Junior Tournament cards are often credited with further showing the value of a rookie subset. This particular one features Keith Kachuk, Alexei Kovalev, and Alexei Yashin. Through the rest of the 90s, the Young Gun set numbers stayed fairly low, ranging from 15 to 30, and included some great players like Timo Solani, Daniel Alfredson, Jerome McGinley, and the Sedin twins. By 2000-2001, the checklist jumped to 80. These were also the first of the Young Gun sets to be divided into 2 series, with Series 1 being headlined by expansion team draft picks Danny Heatley of the Atlanta Thrashers and Marian Gaborik of the Minnesota Wild. Series 2 was buoyed by first overall draft pick Rick DiPietro of the New York Islanders. In this new format, they would continue their journey as the premier for hockey collectors. After the NHL lockout of 2005, the highly anticipated 05-06 set came out with Sidney Crosby in Series 1 and Alexander Ovechkin in Series 2. Upper Deck would also add exclusive Young Guns and SP Authentic starting in the 14-15 set, including an awesome homage to emergency backup goalie David Ayres in the 1920 set, and additional Young Guns in extended series starting in 2021. The 21-22 Young Guns were released on February 24th, 2022 with Trevor Zegras and Cole Caulfield. And now the Series 2 checklist has officially been announced with a release date of June 15, 2022. And we got what we were hoping to see. Moritz Seider and Lucas Raymond of the Detroit Red Wings, who will also be on the Series 2 Young Guns checklist card, and Quentin Byfield of the LA Kings, though he did have a Canvas Young Gun in Series 1 as a sneaky chase card. We hope you enjoyed this brief history of the Young Guns. With this video, we are giving away a full 21-22 hobby box of Series 2 to one of you. To be entered into the giveaway, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment below with your favorite Young Gun and why. Place your bets and collect the Young Gun you think will be the one to have from this year's class, and be sure to check out dacardworld.com for cases, boxes, and breaks to get your hands on the newest Young Guns. Again, this is Pete with David Adams. Take care.
Thanks to Sneaky Pete there, our hockey savant, for putting that together for us. You can catch Pete live tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Time on the DA Card World Twitch. Be sure you're following us and make sure you turn on those notifications. Now, we had a giveaway there. Make sure you watch the YouTube video with Pete and follow the directions he gave you there in the comments below. On that video, you'll find that on the DA Card World page as well. But David and I have a giveaway of our own to get to. So if you were watching Wednesday's episode, him and I broke a box of Series 2, and we asked you guys to comment on YouTube who you think was going to win Game 1.
Mm-hmm.
What do we got?
We have a hockey helmet with all 12 correct answers. They're on little Post-it notes. In fact, I'm going to pull them all out so you can see them one by one, just so no one's like, oh, you're cheating, David. Swear, can't cheat a giveaway.
Well, they're behind your Chase laptop.
I'm sorry. So here.
Oh, I see what you're
One.
doing. One. Oh.
2. Okay, you get the
Go on,
idea.
just toss them all
Yeah,
in
you
there.
get the idea. Okay, we got popcorn in here.
Give a little, give a little shimmy shake.
You know. Here we
The
go.
arm workout. You look like you're doing a shake weight.
Shake weight. All right.
Sorry.
All right, I picked one, and now Troy, I'm gonna slide
I
the
get to
helmet
pick one?
over. You
All
get
right.
to pick one.
Oh, I love this. I'm gonna go no look. There it is. All right, we'll put the helmet right in the middle there. Nice aesthetic. All right, you want to go ahead first?
Sure. All right.
All right, here's our first winner.
So the first winner is Don Trent. That was the name on YouTube. Don Trent.
I know Donnie T.
So congratulations, Donnie T.
Donnie T's bought into some breaks before.
You are one of our prestigious winners.
Prestige worldwide. Wide.
Wide.
All right, our second winner here. Come on, you gotta be kidding me. Donnie T, and you can't see this, but it's Wahoo's, baby. Wahoo's is our second winner.
Donnie T and Wahoo's. Congratulations.
Congratulations, guys. Longtime friend of the show. To claim your prize, make sure you email us at service@dacardworld.com. And please be sure to put Chase in the subject line. Make sure you check that out.
Congratulations.
All right, next up, we are going from hockey to basketball. Big news here. Panini has announced the return of 2021-2022 National Treasures basketball. Really looking forward to that, because if you are a collector out there, or, you know, someone who's been watching breaks lately, maybe during the pandemic, National Treasures is always a highly collectible, highly sought after release. We found out, I did some research, last year's came out in August, so be on the lookout for that. 10 cards per pack. Collectors will find 4 autographs, 4 memorabilia cards, 1 printing plate, and 1 base or base parallel. Collectors will also look out for new things here. New dual and triple autographs, as well as new treasures chest booklets. So, make sure you're on the lookout for that. Like we said, last year's came out in August. Still waiting on the date there, but keep an eye out. I mean, look at the screen right now. Our producer Tyler is showing you some of the beautiful cards that you can get out of there. Obviously, the Colossal logo, man. Tyler and I were talking earlier, kind of funny that they used Zion for
Colossal,
the Colossal logo, man. But obviously, some really, really good-looking cards.
Zion,
All right.
Zion is a colossal human, I will say.
He's not a colossal human, but also, too, I mean, obviously, look at Curry. We'll talk about him later in the show.
Yep.
4th Larry O'Brien for him last night. Luka, obviously one of the hottest collectible basketball players right now. And then, obviously, you get your taste of legends there with Magic Johnson. So, we are going to move on now, though. We've had some good stroke of luck in the DACW Live Lounge. The boys over there have been killing it, specifically with 2021 Obsidian football. Lately, here's a few picks. We got one for you right here. I want to put up on the screen. This was from one of Steve's breaks. This is a Justin Fields RPA out of the Obsidian. Can't talk today. I'm so excited about these cards that I get caught up. But here's a clip real quick that you'll see. There's our boy Steve pulling it. Bang. Nice little Obsidian there.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, I think that one was out of 99, if I'm not mistaken. But here's the thing. That is just a taste of what they pulled. It's just a sample. We actually also, from, I believe, personal and group breaks, pulled a Zach Wilson RPA, beautiful dual patch there, and then T-Law as well. Both big hits there. So make sure you are following our Instagram page at DA Card World to see these big hits. Our boy Meerkat, social media manager, he's always posting the big stuff.
The GOAT.
So, the GOAT. He
Meerkat.
is the GOAT. He's the social media GOAT. He deserves all the credit in the world. I'm going to give it to him.
I agree.
See, look at he's back there. He's got his headphones on. He's waving.
He's happy.
He's waving. I mean, he was my assistant last week.
Mm-hmm.
You know, or excuse me, I say last week. I mean Wednesday. He gave me my cutter.
Oh yes.
You guys saw his arm.
You got to see his
hand. Exactly. He picks me up when I'm down. Next, speaking of the big hits, turning cardboard into cash is exactly what 13-year-old Ohio collector Johnny Stone did after pulling a 1-of-1 Mac Jones Black Finite rookie card out of the recently released Panini Prism Football. Well, we've got the clip here for you right now. I want to show you guys his reaction to pulling this. Tyler, if you could roll that clip, I'd appreciate it.
Justin Simmons, Swift, Miller, Joey B. And we got an auto on the back. Oh no, that's Kid Reporter. Never mind. Greg Newsome, Jalen Dart. 1-of-1 Mac Jones. 1-of-1 Mac Jones. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Oh my gosh. 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 I'm serious. Oh my gosh. 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 No, this card's 100,000 plus. Oh my gosh. 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 After this
That reaction was absolutely priceless. Like, to me, that's what the hobby is all about.
It's what it's all about.
Right?
The reactions like that. Yep.
Well, hey, we got a special treat for you guys. Standing by right now is Johnny and his father, Chad, to talk to us about the stunning card. Good morning, Johnny and Chad. Thank you for joining us. How are you guys?
We're doing good. I'm getting my morning coffee ready.
Yeah, we got you guys a little early, so we appreciate you guys waking up with us there.
Yeah, my son during the summer months, he could sleep into noon sometimes.
Oh, I remember
Which
those
is just
days.
crazy.
I remember those days.
can't.
I wish I could still sleep until noon, but you
Yeah,
know what
I
happens?
can't. I can't sleep in past 7 if I tried.
Yeah,
Are
well,
you talking about?
Oh, he
there
heard
he
us
is.
talking about him. What's up, Johnny?
Nothing much. I just woke up.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, of course you did. What if I told you I've been up since 5:45 this morning?
I would believe you.
Hey, that's what goes into prep for the show. But we're excited to have you guys here. So thank you so much for joining us. I can't wait to get to this story here. This was big. So I want to know, first off, how did you guys get started in the hobby? You know, Chad, did you collect when you were younger and kind of passed it on to Johnny, or how did this father-son collecting go?
I collected when I was younger, and my biggest card back in the day was the Greg Jeffries 1987 Don Russ that was like $3.50. The years they overproduced all those cards. And I actually had a full album of cards that I actually left at a Chinese restaurant and lost and quit collecting until I got in my 20s, and then sold all those. And then I had my son, and I started, as he was playing sports, I would offer him a box of Pokemon or a box of sports cards if he did well during soccer. And I noticed he played a lot better if I offered him something like that, and it just took off from there. And then one day he was grounded, and I had a collection that I had found of my own cards, and I let him go through them and see what the values were, and said, look, you can sell these online. And we just split the profits, and it kind of took off from there. And I made it a legit LLC, because the reality is sports cards are a very expensive hobby, especially with the costs of cards nowadays. And if we don't roll the cards through and recoup our money, you could be one and done in this business. We've got to constantly roll the cards through and resell to try and generate more money to buy more product, because let's be honest with you, the products nowadays are expensive. They're very expensive.
Right. I couldn't agree more. No, I understand what you're saying there for sure. So it's different from that $3.50.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. It's definitely prices have increased just a little bit. Johnny, I gotta say, I love the Cleveland Browns hat. Gotta
Thank
ask
you.
though, what led you guys to create Stone sports cards?
I don't know, just us. I sold a lot of stuff at the flea market with my grandpa. I sold cards there. That was probably my main selling point, because back then I didn't have a phone or anything to sell online. And then once I got my phone, then I was able to list stuff on eBay and sell stuff on Facebook and Instagram and all that stuff. And one day my dad just called me and said he created an LLC, which that's nice.
Indeed.
So we played the clip of you pulling the Mac Jones right before you came on. And number one, I got to say, kudos to you, buddy. The composure that you kept to put it in the top loader while still freaking out
Priceless.
was really impressive. Because I probably would have fumbled the card, nicked the corner, and it would have been done, and the whole hobby community would have came after me. So I want to ask you, I want you to take me back to that. Take me back to right in that moment when you're going through that pack and you pull that 101.
Well, it was like it blended in with the card right in front of it. I didn't see that it was black, because if I saw a black finite, I would have just like slow rolled it. But I just figured it was another prism pack where I probably get a silver of a vet that you never heard of, and then a numbered card of a vet that played 20 years ago. But then I saw the Mac Jones, and I got excited.
I think excited is almost an understatement, but honestly, that I almost feel like that was better than the slow roll. You just not noticing, you're just thumbing through and you're just like boom and you just pop. I think that was almost better than knowing it was coming up in a slow roll.
Yeah, because then with my luck, I would have saw Pats and a rookie, and it would have been Ramondre Stevenson.
Hey, that's my Oklahoma guy. I'm a big Stevenson guy.
Are you?
Yeah.
There you go. You could have sold it to David. He
Yeah.
would have bought it off you for a couple bucks.
But I got a question for Chad now. Chad, were you home when Johnny broke this 1 of 1, and were you able to watch the reaction afterwards, at least?
The coolest part about the whole thing is we would pre-order that Prism or other product, and we'd pick it up and just break it together at home. The coolest part was I had a busy day that day, and he picked up the boxes. He's like, I want to open them. And I'm like, that's fine. Just go live so I can watch them, because I drive a lot for my company. I'm always looking at jobs and so forth. So I have like 30, 45-minute drives sometimes. And I'm like, I'll just throw the phone on and listen. And for him to hit that card live and have the recording of his reaction, I keep saying, is the most priceless thing. The card is cool. Cards will come and go. The money's cool. Money will come and go. That memory, that moment on recording is the most priceless thing from a father's standpoint I can ask for. And the craziest thing about this, which has not been said a lot, we had a company meeting at 9 a.m. that same day, telling guys we've got to tighten up. Inflation is through the roof. Gas is through the roof. We need to pray that we have something happen to offset inflation. And no joke, we prayed, and 3 hours later, my son hits the biggest card in all the world in Prism on opening day in the first box. And I would like to say, is it God or is it odd? I mean, the reality is I prayed for something to happen, and it happened because we split percentages. That money that I hit when he hit that card was desperately needed to keep my men and their families provided for. So I looked at it as a miracle, but then to have his reaction in that moment captured, it couldn't have happened any better way than the way it did. And God gets all the shout out that I can give him, because that was totally unexpected, and it really didn't even sink into the next day of the gravity of that card and what actually happened.
It's crazy how stuff like that just works out and happens sometimes.
Honestly, it is. It's such a feeling, like you don't know where it's coming from, but like, yeah, that's an amazing story right there.
I mean, just an open, it wasn't a case, it wasn't cases, it was just from the local shop, a few open boxes.
Yeah.
You know?
Somebody bought 8 boxes out of the case too for their break group, and they were mad that I got the other 3 and somebody bought a single box, and I was the lucky one with the Mac.
Now, before you sold it off, did you have a chance to go to the local hobby shop and kind of flaunt it a little bit?
I was going to, but my dad told me not to because I might get robbed after that video.
Hey, I think that's wise words right there. That's good. So, obviously, we know the story that you have sold the card. We do know that. What do you plan on doing with the money?
I already bought I bought a gaming PC, and that was supposed to come like earlier this week, but UPS, shout out to UPS for taking forever. It still hasn't came, but that's about all I've bought so far, and the rest is in savings.
The rest is
There
in
you go.
savings. I think that's a good place for it,
Wise
right? For
move.
now.
Wise move.
Yeah. So, I think
Yeah.
you had another one, right?
Yeah, so, I mean, how does it feel to know all these different places are telling your story now?
It's crazy. It's definitely crazy. I didn't expect this Friday when I bought the boxes and opened them. And then I went out of town that weekend. So when my mom was she was happy that I hit the card, but I was on my phone the whole trip because I was getting so many notifications.
I could be wrong, guys, but this might be the largest card ever hit by a child on live Facebook. That may be why it's such a big deal. I don't know of any other card by a child hit that large and then have it recorded. I could be wrong, but I mean, I've seen a lot of these, reveal videos for cards. I've never seen one that was this much, and his reaction, again, it's just crazy. That's the coolest part about it. So that might be why the story was so blown up, is because a 13-year-old, and the fact is, we got lucky. It was a personal. His first actual break, he hit a $20,000 LaMelo, and we had to ship it off to someone. We were going to just open the box ourselves. He hit a LaMelo auto and a LaMelo pink that got a PSA 10, and that was his first break ever. And just thank God we were opening those boxes for us rather than someone else, because it would have been a sad day to have to put that bad boy in the mail.
It sounds like you got the Midas touch, Johnny. Whatever you hit, like whatever packs you're opening, it turns to gold.
That is true. I opened a box of Prism 2020 first off the line, and I hit a Herbert Shimmer auto to 35 out of my first pack.
See, I like this confidence, and here's the thing. I'm a novice collector. I'm going to buy a box. I'm going to have you open it for me, though. I don't want to touch it.
I'm going to do the same thing.
I think it's for the best. I think it's for the best if you open it.
Well, just throwing this out here, we're going to the National, and we know you guys have a pretty large setup at the National, don't you?
Yeah,
we sure do. And David and I will both be there, so we would love to see you guys again for sure. Like, come by the booth, come hang out with us if you have the chance.
I'm buying him a full case of Select to open either at the National or the day before live.
All right,
come open. If we can't get a double whammy.
Come open it with us. Come open it with us. We'd love to hang out and open it with you guys. I think that would be fun.
Yeah, it'll be.
I want to see that Midas touch in action in person.
Maybe we'll get one of those reactions live.
Yeah, we need to get the Mac Jones 101 reaction again there.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be hard not to open them on the 8-hour drive to the National, but we could probably save them for the National.
Well, I mean, hey, at this point, you've got so many DMs and stuff to go through. You'll be too busy with that, right?
Well, now I don't get as many DMs, but now I'm probably just going to watch YouTube on the way there, Netflix.
There you go. All right, I got one last question for you. I want to know, now that you've done this, you got that, you're going to the National, but what is next for Stone Sports Cards?
Probably just opening all that Select and other boxes when they come out. I have a lot of stuff listed on eBay to pay for that Select, and if I sell enough stuff, then I could pay for some other boxes too and open them at the National. But we want to just have that case of Select for the National and have cash to spend.
All right, well, so you want to just continue the big hits and be a 13-year-old in the process.
The show goes on.
That's right.
When he gets a little older, though, guys, I am setting him up to do breaks full time. And we know you're a pretty big supplier of cards, just throwing it out there. We'd love to maybe talk further about maybe supply chain for him to do breaks as he gets a little older. I still want him to enjoy his Friday nights, his Saturday nights, the hot nights for breaks, and just be a kid. But when he gets a little older, I'm going to set him up to do breaks full time, because I'll be honest with you, that's where the real money is. You guarantee make money on every break. You never lose money. And we just need someone to be able to feed him product. And you probably know the ins and outs of all that. We may want to talk about that at the National, if you don't mind.
Wonderful. So, Johnny, as a parting gift, we got a little something for you. We got a $100 code that we are going to email you to spend on dacardworld.com. How's that sound?
That sounds fun. Thank you.
Absolutely, buddy.
Much.
Absolutely. Well, hey, once again, congratulations. Great job. Keep it up. We'll see you at the National, and I really appreciate you guys joining us this morning.
See you at the National. Thank you.
Sounds good.
See you, the Natty.
See you then.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And the one of ones, though, they don't stop with the Mac Jones Black FINITE. They just keep going.
They do.
And
They
we've
do.
got a story about a one of one Trevor Lawrence Black FINITE auto, rookie auto from Prism. David spoke with Instagram user DT Card Hut, who we mentioned on Wednesday's episode about this hit. So we're going to go to him for the latest. David?
Yeah, so recently I spoke with at DT Card Hut on Instagram, also known as David. Got a great name, just saying. Dave recently pulled a one of one Black FINITE Trevor Lawrence rookie auto. Dave started collecting back in the early 90s. He said he remembers there was a corner bodega near his house as a 12-year-old, and they used to sell loose packs of cards. Back then, they were mostly Upper Deck, Fleer, and Skybox. After a couple years, Dave stopped with the hobby for a little bit. But fast forward to 2018, he drafted Saquon Barkley in a fantasy football draft. And he did pretty well that season. And Dave decided, you know what? I'm going to pick up a Saquon rookie card to commemorate his great season. Sure enough, after looking, he said the hobby had changed so much and he got back into it. So, going through the Trevor Lawrence one of one pull, Dave said he opened the Prism pack, peeked the card's edges, and saw there was a shiny black card sitting at the very end of the pack. He said he knew it was a Black FINITE, but with this year's Prism set of 440 players, he didn't get his hopes up. So after going through the vet bases and the 2 rookie bases, there was a Kurt Warner purple out of 125 covering the Black FINITE. After slow rolling it from the bottom to see the team, it said Jacksonville Jaguars. Dave then slow rolled it from the bottom to see if it was a rookie and saw the RC logo for rookie card. He continued to slow roll it, and he didn't get his hopes up. He thought maybe it could be Travis Etienne. He didn't know. But when he rolled it, boom, it was Trevor Lawrence, and Dave quickly revealed the rest of the card, only to notice there was an autograph as well. Dave said of the pull, I legitimately didn't know how to process this, and I put it in the penny sleeve and ran over to the next room where my wife was. I was speechless and just trying to catch my breath, and she looked at me and said, "What happened to you?" I couldn't talk and just showed her the card, and her initial reaction, this is funny, Troy, was like, "Why is this so special than the tons of other cards that you have?"
Oh, that hurts.
And he was like, "Man, that was priceless." But after, on Instagram, he said it was the pull of his life. He still agrees with that statement and said a Kyler Murray 2019 impeccable rookie helmet patch auto, first off the line, exclusive out of 19, that's a lot of words, is a close second to that Trevor Lawrence. Dave, he said he's going to likely sell the card. He actually did sell the card. It's going to be auctioned off during Golden's National Elite Auction and featured in their national booth. And obviously, you've seen we didn't have a clip of Dave's pull. I asked him, after this big pull, are you going to start filming? And he said, with a laugh, yeah, I'm probably going to start filming my pulls. So, great story from DT Card Hut on Instagram. Go give him a follow. He's big into the hobby, big collector. And don't forget, Panini Prism is available at dacardworld.com. So, nice little story of the 101 T-Law pull there.
Yeah. Some 101s going crazy out there. Not even just the Prism. I know, Mojo Break, 101, Mac Jones, Shield Auto already from the Flawless.
Mm-hmm.
I think the 101 T-Law Shield Auto from Flawless also got pulled.
Yeah.
So it's just one after the other. These products are delivering.
Yeah.
And right off the rip too.
Yep.
Like as soon as they come out.
And meanwhile, the best card I can win is a Justin Fields base. So that's great.
It was your first. You'll get there. You'll get there. Cherish that Justin Fields base when you have the Justin Fields RPA like the Obsidian one we saw earlier.
Yeah.
Fair
enough.
Don't get too down.
Yeah, I want to cry, but it's not, I don't want to get that bad.
We could cry on the chase. Happy tears if we want.
Tears of joy.
Tears of joy. Speaking of tears of joy, that's probably what all-pro safety Minkah Fitzpatrick cried the other day.
That's for sure.
He made what Adam Schefter is calling on Twitter, massive 4-year extension It's worth over 18.4 million per year, with 36 mil guaranteed at the signing. That's ridiculous.
That's a
for a
lot for
defensive player.
safety. And obviously, as a Bills fan, I saw that deal and I'm like, man, what are we going to have to pay Jordan Poyer to keep him here? Because, I mean, Poyer and Fitzpatrick are really in the same class of safeties. So I was thinking about that. But Fitzpatrick, he's got 11 interceptions in 3 seasons with Pittsburgh. He's a 2-time All-Pro. In his 3 seasons with Pittsburgh, he's got 203 combined tackles and 27 pass deflections. So, and you know what's crazy though, Troy? We were talking about this the other day. Defensive players' card values, it's not there.
I don't understand it. I should say I do and I don't. We had this discussion a little bit. Obviously, everybody wants to see the quote unquote, flashy players.
The sexier stats,
Right.
like the touchdowns, the receiving yards, the rushing yards, and all that. Like,
Absolutely. And I feel like, you look at a rookie class like last year that was just so deep. I know we're talking about Minka here a little bit, but a rookie class last year that's so deep. But I feel like right now it's like everybody just wants the quarterbacks.
Right.
And I understand why.
right.
But there are also standouts like Micah Parsons on the defensive side of the ball from last year's. And, while he may garner some interest from collectors, I feel like it's just nowhere near the quarterbacks. I mean, not even the wide receivers, not even the running backs.
Right.
Maybe like if you're Jamar Chase, who just had an outstanding season last year, you're going to find that value in his cards. But I know you did a little bit of research on the card side of things. What did you find when you were looking?
So Tyler, if you don't mind pulling up the picture right there. Yep. So that's the Minka rookie auto. Prism purple power that I found on 130 count, I believe the website is, and they go through eBay sales. And it's a PSA 9, great looking card with his rookie auto. How much do you think this sold for?
I mean, a 9, a purple rookie auto. I feel like it could be in the range of like a 250, 275.
That card was $84.99. $84.99.
What?
Defensive players, I'm telling you, the values are just it's almost upsetting, to be honest. And you can go back and look at, like, who would you consider the best defensive player in the NFL right now? Aaron Donald?
Aaron Donald.
Okay. So Aaron Donald, I went back and looked at a few of his cards too. And some rookie autos are, a couple hundred, but a player of his caliber, you would think a rookie auto after a guy coming off a Super Bowl, maybe a couple thousand, like you would think them values would be up there, but
Right.
defensive guys just aren't garnering the value. It's crazy. Offensive card values are just way higher than defense, like we were talking about.
Yeah, so I think that's a message to all collectors right now. I think defensive players need some love too, and you should show them some love on the card market. Come on.
Do you think Fitzpatrick was worth this contract?
I mean, he's coming off a good season, combined 124 tackles, 84 solo, 40 assists. I'm looking here. Only had 2 interceptions, but I think he actually had a couple touchdowns too.
He did.
Yeah. Or no, actually no. I think he had 1.
I think he has like 2 in his Pittsburgh career.
I think it's one of those things where Pittsburgh needs him.
Yeah, and if you don't mind, I have a bunch of buddies in Pittsburgh who are Steeler fans, and I asked them, just to get some reaction for the show, I asked them, was this contract worth it? And Noah in Pittsburgh said, yes, we locked up our defensive core with TJ Watt and Minka for the foreseeable future. Now just build around them. Additionally, Ryan, also from Pittsburgh, added, he's a top 5 safety in the league with a rookie quarterback. They have to keep their defense at top tier. All of that makes sense for the Steelers. I mean, obviously you got a Fitzpatrick who's, I believe, he's going to go into his 5th season, I believe. And then TJ Watt is arguably up there with the Aaron Donalds and the Myles Garrett. He's probably ahead of Myles Garrett, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And you keep those guys, and their defense is still a top tier, and really you just got to hope that the offense can score maybe 14, 17 points, and they may be winning games.
Which will be interesting to see this year.
Right.
Obviously Big Ben out. of Pittsburgh. You know, we'll have to see. Is it going to be Trubisky? Is it going to be recent draft pick Kenny
Kenny
Pickett?
Pickett.
You know, another one, Kenny Pickett. You know, look out for him. If he's the starter, we got to start looking out for his cards in the upcoming, you know, Panini products that they release.
Mhm.
But you're right. I think Steelers have always been known for their defensive core.
Right.
They've always had a top-notch defense. So that's why when I say they need Minka, I say it in the way where I think they have to keep those guys together, like you mentioned, Watt, Minka. Right. They have to keep those guys together.
Yeah.
Bud Dupree
I
left,
think.
right?
Yeah, he left.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. So I feel like, you know, it's good that they locked him down.
Right.
I was able also to reach out to a friend of mine in Pittsburgh, Jenna Harder from WPXI. She's a sports reporter there. She said, this move showed truly how much the Steelers valued him because of what they gave up to get him in the first place. And now this deal showing the belief that they have in him and him being a future leader of this defense. Also, she did mention, if you go back and watch his press conference, she says he was all smiles during the presser, literally grinning the entire time. He was definitely a little bit surprised at how quickly it got done, but I think he was happy that it got done.
He felt the love from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, he definitely felt that 4-1-2 love, huh?
The Yinzer love.
Yins, downtime to get a hoagie.
We are 3 for 3 on the chase with 412 and Yinzer references.
We just love
3 episodes.
You know what? Pittsburgh, I feel like, is a lot of parallels I can draw between Pittsburgh and Buffalo, where we are.
I think that's why I love that city so much.
It's a great city.
I feel like I'm at home.
All right, so we go from the gridiron to the ice. We are recapping game 1 of the Stanley Cup final that went.
Yeah.
He's really, really good. But I just don't know. I think Colorado's offense might be a little too strong for him.
I mean, when you look at them, it's like they got Makar, they got McKinnon.
Without Kadri, which Kadri, before he got injured, he was having a heck of a playoff himself.
You're right, yeah.
So the fact that they're able to keep up like that without one of their top guys, if you will, at least in this 2022 playoffs, really, really impressive. And I think if game 1 was any indication of what we're going to get going forward, this is going to be a very, very enjoyable Stanley Cup playoff or Stanley Cup final.
I agree.
Yeah. So we both picked a player to watch in this particular game. We'll probably do that as we go along, however many games this series lasts. Who was your guy that you were watching, and what did you kind of find on his cards?
So last game I had Nathan McKinnon. For game 2, I'm taking Cale Makar. He's obviously one of the younger guys on the Avs. Did a little research into his cards. He had a 2019 Upper Deck Young Guns rookie PSA, PSA 10 that actually sold for over $1,000, which was interesting. His values are all over the place. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, you can get a raw rookie between 50 to 100. I even seen a 2019-20 O-Pee-Chee glossy rookies Cale Makar for a whole $7.20.
Breaking the bank.
So there was that, and then I saw another one, or 2 more, I should say. 2019 Upper Deck Cale Makar Young Guns rookie, Avalanche, $305. So that was one of the pricier ones, I guess you could say, especially for it being a young gun. And then there was a trilogy rookie premieres out of 999 PSA 9 mint that was about $150. It sold for $150. So like I said, I mean, the one rookie was $7.20, and he also had one sell for a graded that was sold for over $1,000. So his values are all over the place, but he's a very interesting prospect because he's one of the younger guys. He was in his 3rd season with the Avalanche, so a lot of people, I would say, buy into Cale Makar.
Buy. Stonks. I would agree with that, though. I would agree with you because, honestly, as much as we talked about it in football, I almost feel it's the same way in hockey where defensive players, if you're not a offensive defenseman with, good hands, making good plays, scoring or at least getting on the point sheet, you're probably not going to see as much value. So that's why I do agree that Makar is definitely a person. Invest in him.
Right.
Just because he has all the tools. He's a solid all-around player.
And I mean, if you look at his stats this year, he had 28 goals, 58 assists. That's 86 points. I mean, he's loading up the points
Yeah, for a third-year guy, I
Mhm.
mean, 86 points right
It was
there.
his best statistical season so far. But
So
I mean,
but he looks like he's
yeah, it's
on
just
the incline. Right, he's
up,
trending
yeah.
upward. So that's nice. My player that I chose to keep an eye out for, someone who I feel like quiet is we haven't been talking enough about Nikita Kucherov, if I'm being
Yep.
honest. It just, I talked about Stamkos last time, and we've been talking about Vasilevsky the entire week.
Mm-hmm.
But not enough emphasis is being put on Kucherov, in my opinion. I feel like nobody's talking about him enough. I mean, listen to this. I looked it up. 24 points in 18 games.
That's
this
pretty.
playoff.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's decent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's okay.
I don't know if I had 24 points when I played hockey as a 7-year-old. So
Yeah, I
there's
don't
that.
know if I had 24 points in all the years I played street hockey on foot in the neighborhood. You know what I mean? But and he added a beautiful assist on the Palat goal the other night. So just I think we need to bring him up. And I did some eBay comps here. I
What'd you
looked up
find?
his autos.
So what did you find?
Once again, same thing with Stamkos. They're both flashy players. They're the point getters. They're the ones putting the puck in the back of the net. I can get you an 18-19 SPX Stars Nikita Kucherov auto, $46. You know what I mean? Same thing. 15-16 Upper Deck Contours Youth Movement on a $3.99, $46. Right? Once again, like you and I talked about before, it looks like that the money is in the young guns. The money is in the rookies, just like you said with Cale Makar. But even Nikita Kucherov, I mean, this one is a Mint 9 PSA, right? It sold on June 12th, so recent. While we're in the playoffs here, $330.
Did you say it was a young gun?
This is a young gun.
Gotcha.
Raw young gun, same day, sold for $265. So it's another one of those things where these cards are out there. The young guns are the most collectible, but it's not like they're super short print. You can find them. You can find them out there, and I feel like if you could find the raw one for a decent price, and if it looks good to you, definitely get it graded, because now we look back to last couple of weeks, June 9th here. This is a Gem Mint 10 though, but here's where you could see the jump from Mint 9 to Gem Mint 10. $887 for a Kucherov Young Gun.
Yeah.
Gem Mint 10.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it makes a lot more sense, right? Like that, to me,
That jump is just crazy.
Right. That's the wheelhouse that Kucherov, in my opinion, should be in, though.
Right.
He should be up there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So very interesting. Game 2, Saturday night, I believe.
Yes.
Saturday night. So make sure you're tuning into the Chase on Monday, and we'll have a recap of Game 2 for you. And once again, we'll pick another player.
Two new players.
Two new players coming your way. Next up, what we want to get to is a recap of the NBA Finals, Game 6.
I called it.
I was gonna bring it up. You did. You called it.
Warriors in 6. I've seen it enough times.
Warriors. I was texting my brother last night, and he tried to tell me that he's been saying this since the beginning of the season. And I told him, I said, you know what? I said, you should have tweeted it. That way you could have brought it back up last night when they won.
Mm-hmm. I will admit, I said Warriors in 6 before the series started. I didn't know the Warriors would be this good this year, because I know they've had their injury troubles. But yeah, 7th title for the Warriors. It's the Big Three's 4th, I believe. Yeah, it's their 4th. So Draymond, Clay, and Curry get their 4th title, and they got off to a slow start last night. I will say it was 14-2.
But then after that, so it's funny because they got off to a slow start. I started tuning in and I watched the rest of the first half before little boy had to go night so I could be up and ready for the show. But when I tuned in, I mean, they killed it.
Just for example's sake, I said it was 14-2 Boston at one point. Then all of a sudden it was 37-22 Warriors. Like, the Warriors went on a 35-8 run. Yeah. Like, they just, in a snap, the game turned. I actually texted one of my buddies, and oddly enough, I was like, I've seen this so many times where the home team comes out on the Warriors. They start strong. They get a lead. And I texted him. I'm like, I've seen this too many times. Warriors by 5. And Warriors ended up winning by like 13. But it was funny at the end of the first quarter. It was 27-22 Warriors.
Yep.
So I found that a little funny.
Yeah. Well, you talk about that run they had when they ended the first half, 52-25 run.
Yep.
That's insane.
That's nuts. That's what it is. It's nuts.
Also, too, something I want to mention, it was history here. They went on that 21-0 run, which is the longest in the NBA Finals in the past 50 years.
And only a team like the Warriors could pull that off.
Right.
That's 7 threes. I mean, it wasn't 7 threes to get there, but I mean, a team that can put up 21 points in the matter of seconds, it's literally the Warriors.
Yeah, but no, we talk about how Curry was quiet in Game 5, but obviously he came alive in Game 6, and the portion of the game that I did get a chance to watch, it seemed like everybody was knocking down threes, the whole team.
Yeah.
Wiggins, him, Poole.
Poole came in, drained a couple, he banked one off the backboard. Steph, I know you had to go to bed past your curfew, but
I'm old. What do you want from me?
The second half, Curry was unreal. And, you know, I'm a Cavs fan, and, like, I've seen Curry just take a sword and shove it in my chest a few times.
Plenty of times.
You got to appreciate greatness. Like, he was incredible. He literally, the 1 3-pointer he hit was deep. And then he went like this, putting the Boston crowd to sleep. And that's literally what it did. It took them right out of the game.
Yeah.
I think Boston got it to like 8 points. And he was like, no, this isn't happening. Give me my ring.
Yeah. What did we talk about? A 4th Larry O'Brien for him. I didn't get a chance to look at his comp cards. I don't know if anybody was throwing stuff up real quick overnight, but I got to imagine we'll come back on Monday and we'll take a look at Steph Curry and see how that went up. I think something interesting to mention too, I remember after Game 5, I believe it was either game 4 or Game 5, the press conference, the post-game press conference, they said to Steph, they said, do you realize that you're 3-0 when you're wearing your purple Curry 4s? And
he wore them.
I had no idea.
He wore them last night.
He goes, he's like, I had no idea. But he's like, you know, I'm like superstitious, and now you guys got me thinking about it. And sure enough, what was he back on the court with last night? The purple Curry 4s.
You know what? I was looking at them too. I'm like, man, those are bright purple shoes. I didn't realize those were the shoes you were talking about.
Yeah.
That's
those
awesome.
are the shoes. Those are the shoes we were referring to. And, you know, I said this to our producer Tyler before we came on the show. Everybody's gonna hate me for this, but listen, when are we gonna start putting those 3 in the conversation of like the Bulls dynasty with Pippen, Rodman, and Jordan? Draymond, Clay, and Steph. I mean, 4 championships together, and honestly, it doesn't look like they're gonna slow down.
I mean, they're only getting better. They're only getting younger too. I mean, Poole, you got Poole coming in. Wiggins is going to be there. You got James Wiseman, who didn't play a second this season, coming in. Who knows if he's going to be with the team? They have assets that if they want to stay young, they can. But if they want to trade those young assets like Poole, Wiseman, and gain another superstar, they can.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if they'll be able to afford it, but all the pieces are there to, you know, continue that dynasty that they're on.
Yeah. And Steph's cards at recent look, like we were saying, they were big money. So
yeah.
Especially, I know there's the I believe it's out of Immaculate. There's like a sneaker auto. Now it's not a piece of the sneaker. It's like a signature shoe type thing where they'll show a picture of the signature shoe at the top, and then an auto. Those garner quite a bit of change, good chunk of change. So I think we're gonna keep an eye on the Steph stuff over the weekend, and we'll come back on Monday and we'll definitely talk about that, because I'll be interested to see after that 4th Larry O'Brien. I'm assuming it can only go up.
I'm interested to see the Celtics values too, because Tatum, I don't know what was going on, but Tatum was a no-show last night. Without Jaylen Brown and his 34 points, the Celtics maybe lose that game by like 35 last night.
Yeah, and I was going to say earlier, I know Tyler was playing some highlights of the game. If you were paying close attention, it was pretty much all It was all Warrior
There you go.
highlights.
Yep, Clay
And
with the
that's
3.
because there really wasn't much on the Boston side of the ball
Yeah.
besides Jaylen Brown.
And I mean, Al Horford was actually on fire in the third quarter, but it wasn't enough. It just every time they tried to inch back, the Warriors would just drain a 3 and extend the lead to double digits. And
Yeah, I
that
mean,
was that.
I feel like it's one of those things where for Horford, it's just too little, too late. But I think Jaylen Brown's definitely a guy. I quickly just pulled up some of his stuff, but I'm looking at Dunross Optic, PSA 10 rookie card, $63. Once again, 16-17 Dunross Optic rookie, PSA 10, $63. That's weird that they both went for the same price.
Mm-hmm.
But he's another one. Do you start investing in him? Because I feel like he really pulled his weight in this playoffs.
Yeah, no, I could definitely see Browns trending up. I think Tatum's going to be a great player. That last game just kind of left like a sour taste, in my opinion, because they did guard him well. He's seen a lot of double teams, but it's just like, if you're this cornerstone player, I feel like you should be making plays and scoring more than 13 points. I could be wrong, but he might have been hurt. I saw something on Twitter saying that he was dealing with a shoulder injury. I don't know if that's all true, but it could have played a factor.
Yeah, and we definitely will anticipate the return of James Wiseman as well, like we were saying, because he's another one I know in his rookie class with LaMelo, guys like that, guys like Obi Toppin and him. They were the height of their class. Obviously, Anthony Edwards too,
and
so,
Ja.
and Ja. So just interesting to see what will come of his cards.
Mm-hmm.
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for joining us so much. We really, really appreciate it. We'll be back on Monday with everything in and around the hobby. Make sure you stay tuned and stay on our Twitch channel. Steve will be coming on right after us with his group breaks and personal breaks for the day. And make sure you are subscribing to and liking DA Car World on our Twitch and YouTube.
Just remember, people, don't make excuses for why you can't get it done. Focus on all the reasons why you must make it happen.
That's our quote of the day, baby. We're all out of time. Remember, it's all about the chase. Tyler, it's Friday. Play us out with Rebecca Black. Friday.
Friday.
It's Friday. Gotta get down.